Welcome to today's Hammers headlines for the 23rd of January. Go and check out our channel, friends, kumb.com. Knees up, Mother Brown. Fantastic content as per usual. So get across there, check out what they are up to on their website. I am here, Anton, bringing you today's Hammers headlines. This is a little bit of a different one because you're used to seeing DJ Russie B giving you his original Russie B transfer rumor ratings, and I'm bringing you Anton's original transfer rumor ratings today. So without further ado, let's get cracking on one of the first stories coming out of the club, and that is all about the Calvin Phillips. It's all West Ham fans are talking about right now. It's all that many people are talking about right now is the impending signing of bringing in Calvin Phillips to the club. Listen, there is a little bit of underlying issues in terms of people are saying that maybe he could be due to snub West Ham and head to Italy, but I don't think this will happen. And I think that we are odds on to bring this player in as long as we can make an agreement with Manchester City to reduce the loan fee and, of course, to at least pay and contribute towards some of his weekly wages. Then this will be a no-brainer. That's why I've given this one a cheeky 9 out of 10. So what do you think? Put your comments in and let me know below as well. Now, next up, pardon me, is a player that has been linked to West Ham, not just this winter, not just the last summer, but for a little while, and his name is Willie Gnonto. Now, Russ spoke about him yesterday. I spoke about him the other day, and rumours were saying that he was pushing desperately hard to get a move through to West Ham. However, stories are starting to break today saying that Leeds are confident of convincing Gnonto to sign an extended contract at Ellen Road, keeping him at the club until 2027. So what does that do? That puts that rumour to bed, and that makes me score him a 1 out of 10. I only put a 1 in because I wanted to put a little picture in at the bottom. I thought it looked a bit weird without anything on it. So I don't think there's any chance of this one happening. And I think we can absolutely put Willie Gnonto to bed, and he will sign and move on with Leeds United. So I think that's a positive sign. You know, I thought he was a good player. I think he has got the potential to be a good player, a good impact player, someone that probably would be better in strength and, you know, was final third, even though his stats don't read well for Leeds, essentially, and a bit of a potential upgrade on the Benrahma situation. But that one has gone to bed, of course. Now, I did speak to you about another player. Now I'm, again, getting really into the nitty-gritty of the attackers and the strikers, etc. And this is Goodmanson, who plays for Genoa, and he's banging in the goals. I did a video on him earlier on. The rumours are strongly saying that West Ham are heavily linked to the player. Genoa are open to selling for the right fee, and apparently the right fee could be in and around £22 million to bring the Icelandic international to the club. West Ham seem to be really bouncing about the forward attacking area. And if you had spoken to me earlier on, which I did when I'd done the video on him, I would have said this would have been highly up there. I think we could have really been pushing to try and agree a deal to bring the player in from Genoa. However, there is another player I'm going to be talking to you about, and this could have dropped the ratings that I've given for this player. I've given him a 7 out of 10 for this one happening. I think it's dropping as the day goes on. The reason why is I want to talk to you about another player, a Ghanaian player, a player that looks like he has got the world at his feet, but he's very talented. But he's obviously got a lot of time to learn the game. He's 19 years old. He's highly rated, and he's been monitored by several clubs all over the world, and in particular Europe. And West Ham are supposedly interested in bringing in this player here, Ibrahim Osman, in the January transfer window from SC Nordsjælland. That is according to sources close to the player, close to the club as well. And Dharmesh Sheth from Sky Sports has also stated that there could be a deal, and the links to Mohamed Kudus could be helping this process as well. This player is 19 years old, and if you've not seen anything of him, I am going to say something that I don't necessarily do all the time, but you do start to pay attention when you hear clubs sniffing around a young talent and saying that he's the next up and coming talent to come through the ranks, especially in Africa. And what you do is you start to do a little bit of research. Now, I'm not trying to say to you YouTube videos are the way forward and how you should do your due diligence on a player, but for this particular one, I did have to look at him a little bit more in depth in YouTube. And I'm not joking. From what I've saw and from what I've seen, he does look like he's the real deal. Now, we've got people in the West Ham network who do a little bit of scouting themselves and have taken a keen interest and think that they seem to be the right piece of the jigsaw. And I think there's an element of that truth. You know, when we bring players into the club, we need to look for the right pieces of the jigsaw, not necessarily their career outputs, their career stats. It's not always about that. It's about the right piece. Now, he originally came through the Right to Dream Academy, which is based in Africa, just like West Ham's current player, Mohamed Kudus. So there are links there. And if Osman was to come to West Ham and make a similar impact to what Kudus did, then it's certainly worth our while making a punt to bring this player in. But there is no guarantee at the age of 19 he would be able to make the immediate impact. But again, when you look at him, he looks like he's got strength. He looks like he's got the ability on the ball. He looks like he's creative. And he looks like he's got the desire to get on the end of the ball. And his work rate looks like it's through the roof. And I think there's a reason why clubs all over the world are scouting this particular player. And over the last couple of hours, it's been rumoured that we are pushing hard to try and make an interest in this player, Ibrahim Osman. Now, listen, let me put that stipulation out there. We don't know if any of this stuff are facts. All we're doing is reporting to you what is coming out, and then you get fed little bits of information. This one, like I said, I would put this one up there for a possibility of happening. I'm just going to go for it and say this could be the geezer we're going to look at bringing in. And I'm going to give him a 9 out of 10. This one does excite me, probably more than maybe, with all due respect to Calvin Phillips, definitely the Calvin Phillips one. I love hearing about a young player who's been scouted all over the world, and you know, the connection to Kudus is going to have to be and play a big role in potentially him coming to the club. So this could be an exciting prospect. West Ham working through their targets, and you can see a clear, defined message about what we're looking at is it's the young breed. It's a young player, the up-and-coming player, the next star. That's what we're looking at, and long may that continue at West Ham. That's an exciting prospect for us. So yeah, we'll have to wait and see what happens with all those deals. It's only a short, sharp transfer rumor roundup ratings from Anton. Again, like I said, go and check out our good friends over at kneesupmotherbrown.com, KUMB.com, of course, for their fantastic content. Thank you very much for watching. Come on, you wonderful Irons. Join us later on for a cheeky little My Hammers 11. I think you'll enjoy that one as well. Come on, you.